There we go.
They just entered, so no worries. Don't panic.
There you go.
Thank you.
My goodness.
Time ever in program history, the last time being in 1993, now making it to the championship game for the first time, and as you mentioned, falling short, but there's nothing to not love about this Hawkeye team.
And let's be honest, I mean, the game has changed forever. I mean, Caitlin Clark has become the face of women's college basketball for the better, and what a great Cinderella story for her, you know, being from Iowa. So, I mean, it's just fantastic for the sport right now.
The fans are hyped up, and TV9's Libby Randall is live at the Iowa River Landing with those fans as the team arrives. Libby, what's the mood there?
Okay, I don't know if you can hear her. She's saying that the bus is arriving right now.
You'll be able to see them here and hear this.
Okay, and you can hear this crowd, and here comes the motorcade, starting out with the Iowa State Police as well as the bus with the team on it. It's really a great moment of pride for the university as well as, you know, for the students, but, you know, even the whole state.
You know, one thing that Caitlin Clark said yesterday in her comments following the game is she just hoped that Iowa fans had fun. You know, she's been an inspiration all year long, as have all the women on this team. Lisa Bluter leading them the way, of course, and the fans, loss, win or not, just excited to welcome them home.
It is good news that they've got good weather. Let's be honest. I mean, it's nice to have these fans being able to cheer on this team as it's arriving. And it's just a great moment for the school and once again for the state. And for young women and women of all ages who have fought so hard to be recognized as equals in the sports world. Well,
Caitlin herself said that it was her dream to come to Iowa. It was her dream to take this team to the Final Four. I don't know if she envisioned making it all the way to the championship game. That's certainly what they did.
She sure made it sound like that was her intention. She said, I hope I brought them a lot of joy this season. That is what she said about Iowa fans, and she certainly did.
They are now rushing the bus, as I'm sure they can see in, to some of those players that are waving back at their fans. So many people just chanting now for these players to get off the bus and welcome them home.
You were also saying, you know, you were talking about Lisa Bluter, the head coach, who said this team has brightened the lives of so many people. I mean, we were following them from the beginning of the season, but the intensity of the coverage as they ended up, you know, in the Elite Eight, Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, and then, you know, Final Four, and it's just an amazing run for them.
She's just had such inspirational words for not just the team and the fans. Let's listen to Lisa now.
I'm sorry. That's what our whole team is about. They know their role models. They relish in it. And not just for young kids either. This team has brightened the lives of so many people of all ages. Yeah, of course, I'm happy I get to coach Caitlin another year, maybe two.
And that is certainly worth underlining, is that she'll be back, hopefully. You know, I mean, she's kind of made that intention. I mean, you just don't know. You know, things happen, but she's made that intention, Caitlin Clark, that is, of returning to Iowa.
Can you imagine what this team will look like staying together? I don't know if you saw the video that the University of Iowa posted. I saw it on social media yesterday of the team sitting in a circle on the court, getting ready for the game. And one thing that Lisa said to the team is she said, everything we need is right here in this circle. And that circle is staying strong. That circle has played so well together as a team, and that makes them so much more fun to watch, right?
Absolutely.
You can tell there's teamwork there, there's respect, there's appreciation for everything that these girls bring to the court.
And as you can tell, we are trying to get you the best of you and perhaps a view from what other people are seeing as the team is getting off that bus. You know, we've been talking about how Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes have been part of changing the sport of women's basketball. It was 19,000 people in attendance for that game. 350,000 people have turned out to watch the Women's March Madness. It is a record for the competition. I mean, when we're talking about the fact that the sport may have been changed and improved, of course, and that it's a historic season, it's worth underlining that, is that this team will be remembered for years to come.
Absolutely. And Caitlin Clark herself had words for fans yesterday after the big game.
The biggest thing is, you know, it's really, really special, and I don't think it's going to set in for me for quite some time. I want my legacy to be the impact that I can have on young kids and the people in the state of Iowa. And I hope I brought them a lot of joy this season. I hope this team brought them a lot of joy. I understand we came up one win short, but I think we have a lot to be proud of and a lot to celebrate. And I was just that young girl, so all you have to do is dream. You can be in moments like this.
Caitlin Clark once again talking after that emotional loss on Sunday. Do you know what? I mean, as we're waiting for more of the team members to come off the bus.
Yeah, we're seeing some of the coaching staff now, Jim, off the bus. You see Jan Jensen, who of course suffered a personal loss here within this past week. You can see Lisa Bluter through the crowd there as well. Those two women have just done a phenomenal job of just raising this program to have this phenomenal standard of just being outstanding players and people.
And I've just loved, I was going to bring up that, like Caitlin Clark, when she interacts with very young girls, you know, whether it's signing her shoes and handing them over, or just spending time. There you got a very good picture of the coach. And signing shoes right now. Yeah. It's just kind of amazing how, and you see that little girl on somebody's shoulders right there. It just, the amazing impact that it's going to have for generations to come.
And lots of fans lining up here. This is at the Iowa River Landing just outside the Hyatt Regency as the Iowa women back from their championship game in Dallas. Lots of fans there. We haven't seen a really wide picture to know how many are there. I'm going to say it's safe to say hundreds of people are there to welcome them
I love hearing
home.
the cheers. So, I mean, any type of welcome. I mean, they're crowded in. They're showing them some real love out there in Coralville. It's, you know what? This is what they needed. Like we were saying, it was an emotional game. It was an emotional loss. And you needed to show how much support and love there still is back here in eastern Iowa for this team and all that they have accomplished.
You know, you mentioned the fans packing into Carver Hawkeye Arena. They were cheering and booing that game because there was a lot of emotion on both sides for this game. But they were cheering and booing as if the women were playing right on the court in front of them.
Yeah.
They showed up to watch an away game at their home court, cheering them on like they were right there.
Well, you know what? I mean, this is a great moment right now, and you're seeing the signing of the hats and all that, but we were also at the airport as the team was arriving, and I'd like to go back to those moments as well. A little bit of Texas coming back, as you can see right there. But this was the team, a huge entourage of coaches and players and extended family members, all arriving back from Dallas after which was a whirlwind period of time for them. I mean, so much intensity, but they did say that they wanted to make sure of two things. One was that they were going to play hard, give it their hardest effort, but also have a little bit of time to experience being there, being in Dallas, but being in the Final Four.
Taking it in, right? They did the same thing in Seattle when they were there for the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight. You know, at that time wondering, are we going to make it to Dallas? Are we going to be able to go and buy a nice hat to wear off the plane when we land back in Eastern Iowa?
Gotta have a Stetson. Gotta have something like that. So, I mean, we're very happy that they are back, and the welcome in Iowa City, as well as you see here in Coralville. I mean, this is going to last for a while. I mean, there's not many places this team will be able to go without somebody thanking them or congratulating them, or just giving them a little bit of love.
Look at that. Look at that crowd.
Yeah, we hope you don't mind that you are in the middle of it. It is the best seat in the house, one of the best seats in the house, we'll say, and we're able to bring it to you live right now from Coralville.
You know, you mentioned how this team has really been an inspiration for lots of young female athletes in particular in this area. Caitlin herself mentioning that she was once a young athlete with a dream. There are schools in our area that have been following this and incorporating this into lessons
so
and just
true.
teaching them what it means to dream, to really have a goal and go for that goal. You can see lots of the starters there. Again, passing hats down, getting them signed.
Well, and you do sit there and you talk about years ago where, you know, women's basketball was given a little bit of short shrift. I mean, it's men's basketball, it's boys basketball, and women's basketball, and the girls, you know, they'd be on the court, but perhaps ignored more often than not. Not anymore. That's certainly not in Iowa.
There's Monica Sonano. We've seen Gabby in there. Also Warnock.
Well, we do sit there and we do talk about Caitlin Clark, but Monica Sonano had 13 points and 6 rebounds. Kate Martin, 13 points, 6 assists. McKenna Warnock, 9.6 rebounds. Gabby Marshall, 12 points, going 2 for 3 from behind the arc. This was a team.
That's Warnock right there, signing an autograph. Of course, lots of people went out and purchased some of the locally made shirts that were made in their honor. They each kind of had a theme. And going back to that video we were talking about where they were sitting in a circle, Coach Bluter made it a good point to not only point out all of the accolades that Caitlin Clark has racked up, you know, in this past year alone,
right,
but also pointing out the strengths of all the other teams, the glue, the worker, the sniper. Everybody plays their part out on the court and contributed to this historic season.
Well, and as you heard once again from Caitlin Clark, I hope I brought them a lot of joy this season in regards to Iowa fans.
I would say that she did. That the team as a whole really did.
But not only did she bring them joy, it was a joy to watch. You could tell that she was having a great. I shouldn't just keep centering on Caitlin Clark, of course, but you could tell the team was enjoying it. I mean, the way they gelled together all the way through this tournament, if not before that, and you could feel the momentum at the end of the season that this was a team of destiny. And as you heard, and as you know, I mean, it was just one game short. But what an amazing series.
Through the crowd there, you can kind of see Caitlin Clark making her way, taking some selfies with some of the fans.
And the smile on her face pretty much says it all,
Oh,
you know.
it does. And again, a lot of emotion after yesterday's game. Of course, a lot of questions about the controversial technical foul.
Right.
She got in the third quarter one of 37 personal fouls as part of the game. Two of the seniors on the team, Sonano and Warnock, both fouling out of the game.
There is going to be arguments about officiating, but that's for, you know, other people to do. Right now, it's just to celebrate
Absolutely.
what was accomplished.
Thank you guys.
A big thank you to the fans for coming out and welcoming them home.
And as you're watching this, we want to tell you that, of course, there is going to be more coverage. We really want to point out that there's going to be a special edition of On Iowa live from Dallas. It's going to be on KCRG 9.2. Now, Scott and Chelsea and Jack are still going to be able to discuss the game, the controversial fouls, as we said, LSU's celebrations, as well as the amazing run the Hawkeyes had, and what the future holds for Caitlin Clark and next year's Hawkeyes team. Now, once again, it's going to be live From Dallas tonight at 6:30 on KCRG 9.2. So we're really hoping that you tune in for that, a very special edition with the entire sports team live from Dallas.
I know it's been an experience for them to cover this historic run. It's been fun for us to watch, as well as all of the Hawkeye fans out there. And we're going to pause as we begin the KCRG TV9 News First of 4.
From your trusted local news source with your first alert forecast. KCRG TV9 News, First at 4.
And we do want to start with the fact that we have severe weather that is expected this week, and Joe is in the weather lab right now. Hey, Joe, I mean, tell us what we can expect, because a lot of us went through Friday and a little worried about whether this might be a repeat.
But before we get to Friday, Joe, what are we expecting tonight?
Well, as far as Friday and what we compare to today, we're not going to see the exact same setup. There still is that chance of severe weather.
So cool. Jan, do you need her? I'm going back to the bus. Oh, shit, the bus to leave. Whoa! Hang on, people.
My friend's a big fan. So cute.
So great. I tell you. I want to get out of here. You're good. I know. You want me to sign this? Yeah, there you go. Grab that one too. Can someone give her a pen for that? There we go. I can't move. There we go. There you go. What's up? Yeah, here. I got to hang out. There you go. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. What are we doing with these guys? There you go. You guys are
Okay, ready? Then there's Jan. MSA.
I think she might be over there on the bus still. I don't know though.
Jan. Jan.
How are you? Thanks so much. Thanks for
Show guys.
You know, this has been a tough day. We're so sorry we didn't bring it.
Hey, you guys brought it. You more than brought it. We're so proud of you guys.
We're thankful, but it's so amazing.
Good luck getting out of here.
We did do that. That we did.
We're gonna create some space so everyone can enjoy. Okay, let's see. We might go that way.
Follow.
We're gonna follow you guys. We're gonna get out.
I will. Great job, yeah.
I'll try to do that.
We're good to go.
Thank you.
Okay. I want on my middle. There's a lot of room if you right there.
We love you guys. Thank you. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Sorry. I got to follow. Perfect. I'll see you, please. All right. I can't wait. Thanks, you guys. That'd be great.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I'm following him. You got this. Sorry, pardon me? I like that one.
Go Hawks.
I tell you what, we love all of you. You're going to make it special. Yeah, you sure did. Yes, you did. Man.
How you doing?
Keep the baller on it too.
You still good. You can send it in your dog. You'll make it. You'll make it.
We got a big camera. We got. Okay, Nick.
You did have me on a leash.
You did the damn thing, though.
Oh.
And then you break her anyway. I didn't have you on a leash. You had me on a leash because I was like, I gotta stay with him.
I didn't. Yeah, go. Sure.
And then,
But I didn't
okay,
know if
let's
we-
go.